you are asked. So today we look at what is the part of grammar portion that they will ask, and we are going to deal with the non-finite verbs. Right now, what is non-finite verb? Non-finite verb, just to brief up, is first should know what is finite verbs. Now they are finite verb is a verb that has a subject. He jogs home. He is the subject, whereas non-finite verb is not affected by tense, person, or number. Right now, non-finite verbs are of three types. We have two infinitives, we have gerund, and we have participle. We have done it in the class. Now once again, let us brush up what is two infinitive. Now let us write down this example. I struggle to understand. Right now, non-finite verbs are verbs that is often preceded by a word to function as adverb, noun, or adjective. Right. So I struggle to understand. Now struggle is a verb and understand is an adverb. So to infinitive, to understand. So sometimes in your exam they will give you a sentence like I struggle to understand and ask you to underline and identify the non-finite verb. So then you will have to underline to understand, and you should say it is a non-finite verb of adverb. Now next one, let us take the next example, gerund. What is a gerund now? Gerund is nothing but it is where the verb which is in ing form. For example, I am talking. Talking is a verb, right? But this verb sometimes can be changed into a noun. It functions as a noun. For example, I am swimming. When I say I am swimming, swimming is a verb. But then I will change the sentence and I will say swimming is a good exercise. Now here, swimming is a ing form word which is verb, but it is not functioning as a verb. It is not an action word, but it is functioning as a noun. So you will have to underline. They will give you a sentence like, for example, I love swimming. Then you will have to underline the word swimming and say that it is a non-finite verb, that is gerund. Gerund, non-finite verb. Then you have participle. Now what is a participle? Participle is verb used in the ed form or ing and used as adjectives. Right? They are used as adjectives. So for example, the movie was interesting. Interesting. Now here, what was interesting? Movie. Right? Movie is a noun. So it is describing a noun but in an ing form. So this is called as participle. Then again, the next one is eating freshly picked fruits. Picked fruits. Picked. Ed form it is again. So eating freshly picked fruits. Now this is again a participle. So you know that non-finite verbs are of, we have, today we'll also learn in brief about simile and metaphor. We have already done that, but let us just look at this example. For example, I will tell that Sita is as beautiful as a rose. Right? Sita is as beautiful as a rose. Here what I am doing? I am comparing Sita with rose. Right? So when you are comparing a noun with something else, then that is, or noun or anything you compare, when you compare something, that is called as a simile. So I said Sita is as beautiful as a rose. Now let me take another sentence. Sita is rose. Now what I am doing here? Sita is as beautiful as a rose. In the second one I am saying Sita is rose. Now I am equating Sita with rose. So when you equate someone, then that is called as a metaphor. And when you compare, it is called as a noun. Now in your exam, what they will do is that they will give you a sentence and they will ask you to underline and identify whether it is a simile or whether it is a metaphor. Right? So now what we will do is that we know that a simile is nothing but, a simile is where you compare. Sita is as beautiful as a rose, and same sentence if I change and I will say Sita is a rose, then I will tell that I am equating Sita with rose. So metaphor is where you equate and this. Now in exam they will ask you all the world's a stage. all the world's a stage. Now you have to underline and identify what it is. So when you say all the world's a stage, that means a stage, right? You are comparing, you are equating the world with a stage. So what is this? This is a metaphor, right? Now, for example, I will say Sita is as brave as lion. Underline. As brave as lion. We are comparing it. So we call it as simile. But if I say Sita is the lion of our class, Sita is the lion of our class, I am equating her with lion. So this is called as metaphor. So this is how they will ask you. Whether it is non-finite verbs, whether it is metaphor or whether it is simile, they will give you a sentence, ask you to underline and identify whether it is non-finite, whether it is metaphor or simile. Thank you.